What you guys, today we're taking a look at how to clone any Windows drive to a new SSD without any software. Now, there is software out there that will make this job much easier, but this is how you can do it without using any third-party software and just using Windows itself using command prompt. You'll see here we have a drive. This is the drive where we're going to be backing up our image to. And the C drive is our Windows drive, which is only 60 odd gigabytes. So we want to extend this to a larger drive, which is the blank 250 gigabyte unallocated space drive you see up there. So what we're going to be doing is imaging our C drive to our E drive, which is our backup drive. And then we're going to basically apply that image from our E drive to our new drive here. And this is all going to be done inside command prompt, and I'll show you how to do this. Very simple and easy to do. So what you'll learn to do is clone Windows to a new SSD without any software, how to use DISM to capture and apply a Windows image, and to make a new SSD bootable. And then we're going to clean up and remove some of the old drives and format them and get them back up and running as storage space. So what we need to do first is we're going to need to reboot the system while holding the left shift key. Keep the left shift key pressed down and restart the PC. And this will put us into an environment where we can use our command prompt here. So let's go ahead and do that right here. The system's starting to restart. And you should see on the screen something pop up that says, please wait. Just wait. And you can remove the left shift key now. You can just let it boot up. And it should go into this environment right here where it says choose an option. From here, we're going to go down to troubleshoot. So click on troubleshoot. And from here, we're going to go to advanced options. So click on advanced options. And now we want to go down to command prompt here. So once we're in command prompt, you should see a black prompt box like this. And this is where we're going to do a few commands. So let me go ahead and we're going to type in Notepad here because I want to show you in this environment, sometimes the drives can come up with different drive letters. And this is because we're in a recovery environment here. And this does sometimes show the C drive as a D drive and so on. And we're just going to take a look inside this PC. And there's our drives right here. So there we got our drive. Our backup drive is now D instead of E. And we can see we've got a C drive right there, which is our Windows drive. That's all that's important right now. So we need to remember D and C. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is close this off. And now from here, we can do our command. Now we know what drive letters we've got here. So from here, we're going to type out the first command, which is going to be basically capturing the image of our Windows drive. And you'll notice the D /backup.wim is my backup image where it's going to be stored on the D drive, and it's capturing our C drive as the command suggests. So you might need to alter it for your particular drive letters, but that's what it is for mine. So I'm going to speed this process up, and we should now see the saving of the image is completed, and it's now put that into the location where we saved it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to close this off because we've finished capturing our image, and we can now go back to the desktop by clicking on the continue to Windows 11. So let's go ahead and do that right here. And you can use this method on Windows 10 as well. If you wanted to use it for Windows 10, you can do. So we're just letting this boot back up. Now we're still on the C drive using that small drive. So we haven't converted it over yet. So what we're going to do here is go into this PC, and you'll see in our backup drive, which is now E, we can see that it's backup.wim, and there it is right there. Now, because we're not loading it up, it will be quite small. But once we've cloned this over to our new larger drive, then it will start to get a bit bigger. Now, this will contain all of our settings, our programs. Everything that you had on your PC will be exactly identical. It's an identical clone of that drive. So let me eject this right here. There we go. So what we want to do now is we're going to go to disk management because we need to prepare our new drive. So let's go to disk management and open this up. And it will look something like this. So what we want to do here now is we want to prepare our brand new drive. Now, this is our backup drive. Here is our C drive. And the unallocated is our brand new drive. So we're going to right click and go New Simple Volume. Go Next. And from here, we need to create a small partition, about 500 megabytes. Click Next. And you can give it a drive letter. Because this is going to call system files, I'm going to call it S to match the system. We're going to hide that drive letter later on, but it don't matter. So go Next here. And this needs to be FAT32. So I'm just going to go FAT32. And we can call the volume system, just like so. Then click Next with quick format, and that's fine. And then click Finish. And you should now see there's a partition right here. Next, for the rest of the space, we're going to right click, go New Simple Volume. And we're going to go Next again. We're going to use all of the space. Click Next. And from here, we're going to give this a new drive letter of W for Windows, so we don't get confused. Now we need to give it a name. So NTFS is fine. And we're going to call this Windows, because that's what it's going to be. And quick format, click Next and Finish. And that's now all prepped and ready to go to clone our image from E to our new W and S locations here on this computer. So that's what we're going to be doing. So from here now, what we need to do is we're going to go to our command prompt by typing CMD into the search box and make sure you run this as administrator. Say yes to use account control and type out this apply image. Now remember, my image file was on E, so I've now changed this to an E and it's called /backup.wim, and we're going to our W drive this time. And we're going to apply that to our W drive, which is our Windows drive now. That's now completed. We now need to make the drive bootable. So it's BCD edit, and we're going to be using the W:\Windows because that's what it was and that's what we set it for. And we've got our system drive being set for UEFI as well. And you can see that's been created successfully. So here now, if we look at disk management and open this up, everything has been set. We should have all of our Windows files on this drive here. I'm not going to go inside there because what we're going to do is we're going to reboot into our BIOS and change the boot order to boot to that drive so we can load up that drive. So restart the PC, and you're going to need to go into your BIOS by typing F2 or the delete key or escape or whatever key is that you need to get into your BIOS with. You need to get in there and change the boot order. Now I'm on a virtual machine here, so it's this SATA hard disk version I need to go into, but yours might be different. Yours won't have virtual VMware virtual machine or anything like that. It will be a physical drive. So I'm going to load up to the drive that we just cloned to. And this is now booting up to our Windows drive and our system drive, our S drive. So we're just going to let this load up for the very first time. And this is our cloned image. So if we go to this PC, and you'll see now the drive is that 250 gig drive that we've now cloned over to, and it's now called our C drive. And of course, this is our drive. We can just eject this here. Our system drive is our F drive. It's changed to F, and we still have access to our other drives, but don't worry, we're going to removing all of those. So now if we go to disk management, you'll see here is our old drive, disk 2. This is our old C drive. So that means we can now remove this, but you can't format them in this location here. It won't let you be able to format these and delete them. So the best way to do this is in command prompt, and I'll quickly show you how to do that. And we can now wipe this image backup. We don't need this anymore because everything is working fine. It's important that you make sure your PC is running perfectly fine before you remove any old drives, because once we wipe these secondary drives now and make them ready for use, you will basically be stuck with the image that you've got because we'll be deleting the old image. Now I'm just going to quickly change this F drive here and take it away because we don't want this visible on the computer because that's our boot drive. So I'm going to make that invisible by removing the drive letter there, and that's our system drive there. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go back into command prompt by typing CMD and run this as administrator, say yes to the user account control, and we're basically back into the command prompt window. From here, we're going to type out disk part, and this will open up disk part here. And now we need to type list disk like so, and this will list all the disks. And of course, we're going to wipe our 64 gig. So we're going to select this disk by doing cell disk 2, or you can put select disk 2, and it's now selected that. Now we can do clean all, and this is going to wipe the whole drive clean. So that will wipe all the partitions off and it will be completely clean. It might take a bit of time because it's removing all of the partitions and making that clean. So that will now be formatted. That 64 gig drive that had our original Windows drive on it, it's now going to be free for use again. Now, while we're here, we can take a look at the backup image as well. We can just quickly format that inside disk management because that's just not a Windows partition. So we can use that inside disk management here. I'll show you. So let's go into disk management, and you'll see when we open this up now, it's saying you want to initialize this disk. That's because we just wiped it. I'm going to put GPT, and now we've got this here, 63 gigabytes. So let's go ahead and we can create a simple volume here, or we could have done it in command prompt if we wanted to. I'm just going to quickly right click on disk management here. So we can exit out here. We don't have to use this anymore. We can go and use the simple interface here, which is much more easier for people to use. So from here, we can now go into our backup partition, which had our backup image. So we just need to format this. I'm going to go ahead and format the drive, and this will remove that image. There we go. And now we need to go down to our unallocated space, our old Windows drive, and we're going to quickly format this into NTFS, and you can leave it as is and give it a name of what you like. I'm going to call this, say, storage, and pretty much click next and finish. And we should now have 2 blank drives and 1 Windows drive, which we've just upgraded to a larger drive. And that's it. You've just basically cloned your old drive to a new SSD. Now, if you've got an old computer that has a smaller drive, this might be useful. If you don't have any software and you want to learn something, you can use this method. Now, like I said before, there is plenty of other ways of doing this. This is just one way of doing it without software, and it will keep all of your PC settings, your programs, all your games and all that sort of stuff. It will keep all of your data. And this is just a way of doing it via command prompts. You can do this with software, which will make it a lot easier for you with an interface on there, and it's simple and easy. You can check some of my older videos on how to do that. If you want to see a new updated video, then let me know in the comments down below on the software you'd like to see. Anyway, my name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I appreciate the support, and I shall catch you in the next video. Bye for now.